It is dark where I am at. There is a fenced-in run, a gravel and dirt path running between two chain links, topped by barbed wire on either side. A house leans crazily over, spilling out into the yard. The wall on either side has been ripped out so you can see directly into the living room. Someone, a mysterious stranger, hands me a microphone. Tell them, no. Tell them all about the money scam in the Federal Reserve. I proceed to do this and realize I am talking to a bored group of 20-something college dropouts, all adorned in baggy clothing and flannel shirts. One of them is the tall blonde boy in the rock band. Apparently no one wants to hear what I have to say, as they all run through the opening in the fence and hide out in the living room. I told you, one side of one house is open, wall torn down, facing the opposite house in the same condition. So I follow, microphone in hand. Bored eyes stare at me blearily across haze of marijuana smoke. They print up the money, but there is nothing backing it. They want to create economic boom times. They simply flood the economy with phony greenbacks. They want to create economic busts. They take all that money out of circulation, dig? Big deal, like it grows on trees, right? No more real than anything else in this phony world. My voice is scratchy and it sounds like I am broadcasting across time and space through the oldest Mexican radio in the world. I realize my captive audience is asleep. They struggle against each other in bored derision, a jumbled knot of 20-something men and women lying across couches and sofas and sprawled out drunkenly across wooden floors. Party house, and everyone is passed out. I realize my lecture on the Fed will have to wait. I go back out, step across the opening in the fence, walk out into the dirt run, and am met by the sheriff. Tough guy, ham-hock fists and swollen belly, brown uniform and porn star mustache over bitter little teeth. Chews tobacco, obviously. He says nothing intelligible, or at least nothing I can remember later. His big, imposing bulk fills the night with flying bits of gravel as he jumps up and down like a moon man, his arms held stiffly out at his sides, his face a comic mask of anger. He looks like a hopping mad little boiler about to discharge a heavy jet of steam from his ears out of his shadowy cohorts. One hides in the background drinking beer, asks him what he is doing. He replies, I'm demonstrating my interrogation techniques. I swear to God, that's all I remember. I leave him to jumping in the dirt, realizing he is a rowdy character. I go back through the opening in the fence, into the living room, past the lotus eaters, and down the hall, getting lost in the maze like shadows and interplay of old doorways and little nooks and crannies that end in nothing. In a room, a man and a woman make love. Dirty room, little bed with rumpled, filthy sheets. The woman has a wonderful body, which I at first think is painted white. She looks up at me, rolls off of him, and her eyes are pinpoints of solid black. I do not understand. Her head is bald, smooth, and she has no nipples. She is chalk white and smooth between the legs. She has long fingernails. She starts to rip her pearly white skin off in massive hanging chunks. I can see the dry flaps of it hanging from her, as if she were simply some sort of bizarre snake is shedding for the first time. Bloody scars crisscross her arms, and she become a mass of oozing red and white. Do you like me? Do you see what they've done to me? Do you like me better this way or the other? She was covered in white latex, some sort of skin suit. I shake my head, thinking this isn't possible, that I must be back with the lotus eaters dreaming. The bed becomes a sodden mass of blood and white skin as she continues to shred her outer layer, revealing a blood-streaked torso even more lovely than what I first imagined. Slowly, I drift out of the room, back down the stairs, tearing my crummy pictures off the wall, so I end up where I started, sitting in a chair, losing consciousness, becoming a fly on the wall. Back with the lotus eaters dreaming. The bed becomes a sodden mass of blood and white skin as she continues to shred her outer layer, revealing a blood-streaked torso even more lovely than what I first imagined.